Right, we're live.
Hi. Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second edition of the Climathon Bangalore presented by the Melton Foundation. I hope all of you have a cup of coffee because this is going to be a brilliant session where we are going to listen to a ton of organizations about the amazing work they do and also our superstar teams who have come up with the brilliant ideas and plans to tackle the climate crisis. So I am Maurya Basavraj. I am a Melton Fellow from batch of 2013 from BMS, and it's my pleasure to be your host for tonight and take you through this wonderful session that we have planned for all of you. This Climathon is the second edition, and it is where students from all across Bangalore come here to innovate and create and develop practical solutions to build climate resilience. We have with us Stefan Bethman, who is our executive director of the Melton Foundation, who is going to talk more about the foundation and the type of work we do. So over to you, Stefan.
Thank you very much for this nice introductory word. Like he said, I'm Stefan Bethmann. I'm German, but I live in Chile, and I'm the executive director of the Melton Foundation. Next slide, please. The Melton Foundation is a US-based nonprofit organization, and this foundation promotes global citizenship across all boundaries. So this concept of global citizenship for us really is not political, but it's more based in humans, environment, and working together and collaborating for making this world a better place. So if you want to say it in short terms, it's about social innovation and intercultural collaboration. Next slide, please. And for us, it is really important that we not just only create a systemic or complex solution for problems, but that we value every little dot, every little action that people do all over the world to mitigate the problems like climate change or any other problems that you can find very nicely described in the United Nations Development Sustainable Goals. So for that is, I believe, everybody who has participated in this amazing contest, your solution are probably just at the beginning stage, but everything you've done and that will you're doing is really important because every of those actions create those ripple effects that we really need to combat any of the big challenges we face today. Next slide, please. And for that, we really need people like you, global citizens. And global citizens are people that are aware of what's going on, but they also feel a responsibility to act and really do something about the problems they see around them. It's not enough just to complain and say, wow, climate is changing, the trash on the streets is going on, there's no good education for children, but it's really for us to change the situation. And at the Melton Foundation, we promote this action through enabling young change makers to do that in a different ways. Do it for these ideathons, climathons that we have now concluded here again in Bangalore for the second time, or also through some leadership and learning programs that we give online. Anyhow, I want to congratulate you for what you've done here in the last 48 hours through that marathon, which has then come to a good end. And I know it's a challenging time to come up with a solution for such big problems in such a short time frame, but you can be proud of yourself or what you've turned in. And I hope and I really believe that now it's time for you to implement it and go forward and keep on being the change agents we need here, the global citizens we want to support and have with us for making this world a better place. So thank you to all of you and also to all the great partners that have been working on this Climathon for many weeks to prepare it and got it through in such a nice manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stefan. That was a good introduction about the foundation and what we believe in and our values. And I would like to invite our program manager, Mrs. Sonali Keshumurthy, to talk about the showcase and what we have in store for all of you and what the Climathon is totally about. So here you go, Sonali.
Thank you so much, Maurya. A big hello to everyone watching this, especially to the participants of the Climathon. I know we spent a wonderful, grueling, challenging, innovating 48 hours together just some time ago. And it's a bit surreal that we made it through that. And now we're here at the live showcase for Climathon Bengaluru 2021 to really provide an opportunity for our teams to showcase their ideas to the wider community and also to thank our collaborators and give them some spotlight to show the amazing innovating work that they are doing in the realms of climate action. So to quickly introduce myself, Maurya did. I am Sonali Keshwamurthy. I am the program manager at the Melton Foundation. I'm from Bangalore, and I also live in Bangalore as of now as well. So let's get to it. Many of you might be wondering what is the Climathon. So Maurya, if you can move to the next slide, I can start with that. So the Climathon is a concept that has been, invented and also owned by EIT Climate Kick. And let me start by telling you a little bit about EIT Climate Kick. So EIT Climate Kick is a knowledge and innovation community working to accelerate the transition to a zero carbon and climate resilient society. So they are supported by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology and co-funded by the EU. And they identify and support innovation that helps society mitigate and adapt to climate change. They really believe that a decarbonized, sustainable economy is not only necessary to prevent like catastrophic climate change, but presents a wealth of opportunities for business and society. So as part of their mission, they bring together partners in the worlds of business, academia, the public, the non-profit sectors to create a network of expertise through which innovative products, services, systems can be developed and brought to the market and scaled up for impact. So they are the main reason we're here today to celebrate hosting Climathon Bengaluru as part of this initiative by EIT Climate Kick with the other collaborators that you will hear about very shortly from Maurya. So moving on to Climathon. What is the Climathon? Climathon is a city-based program that offers a clear pathway to action and interaction and an opportunity for cities and citizens to co-create local ideas to share climate challenges. And at the core of the Climathon program is the Ideathon. And that's what we did. So we had a 48-hour online ideation marathon, the pilot of which was launched last year in Bengaluru. And then we are really happy that we have now completed the second iteration of it with much larger success and with more developed ideas and with more collaborators on board. It was a wonderful experience where diverse minds converged to brainstorm and develop practical prototypes to combat climate change, and then also contribute towards modeling a resilient ecosystem. So let's see a little bit about what the theme of this time's Climathon Bengaluru was. We asked participants to explore solutions to build climate resilience through a myriad of approaches. And some of the verticals that we did provide were solutions to fall under technological or digital solutions, alternative products, solutions that highlight, behavioral changes, sustainability in everyday life, and also in actively abating CO2 emissions. And the third vertical that we focused on was policy and governance solutions to address the climate emergency. And something that was like a common thread throughout all these solutions and the process of the Ideathon that we offer as part of the Climathon Bangalore 2021 is the use of the design thinking process and the importance and value that we give to diversity and respecting and incorporating different perspectives and opinions, not only locally, but also globally as well. And I'm really, really happy to note that we had 90 registrations for Climathon Bengaluru. And out of the 90, we had about 20 who were professionals and about 30 who were students. And from that large group, 45 of them actively transitioned into the Climathon 48-hour ideation marathon that happened from 29th to 31st October. So if we go on to the next slide, we see a snapshot of the diversity that the participants brought to the table in terms of the education and professional background. And this is something we really believe in, like a systems thinking approach where we don't focus on, like, for example, even if we have a digital solution, it's really important to have teams who have diversity in them and who can bring expertise in different horizontals as well as different verticals. So this slide is one of my favorite slides to always talk about because it shows the wealth of knowledge that is amongst the participants of Climathon Bengaluru. So out of the 45 that actually participated live on Slack, which was our main platform, 3 teams finally made it through the 48 hours. And it was an amazing journey. It was tense at sometimes. It was really like a hot pot of ideas, innovation. And the biggest highlight of it was that everybody who joined this Climathon joined as an individual. Nobody knew each other before. And then 3 teams emerged out of this in 48 hours. They came together with a shared mission, with a shared vision, and then have successfully completed and submitted a low intensity prototype. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the pitch videos again. So congratulations to everybody who participated in Climathon Bangalore. It was wonderful to work with you. I hope this was as amazing an experience to you as it was for us as organizers. So with that, I will hand it back to Maurya.
Thank you, Sonali. Thank you so much. That was a brilliant background and context to what the Climathon is and what we do it for. I mean, generally people say for idea to grow and become a revolution, it has to have the right support and the right system. And likewise for us, for a Climathon to become a success, and which has become a success, we had to find the right partners, the right support system who could encourage the participants in creating and getting the best out of them. And we are truly glad to have partnered with these organizations, and we shall be speaking more about them. So first partner whom we're going to speak about is C-STEP. So C-STEP is a Center for Study of Science, Technology and Policy, and is one of India's leading think tanks. Its mission is to enrich policy making with innovative approaches using science and technology for a sustainable, secure and inclusive society. We have a small video where you can learn more about C-STEP, and then we'll have a representative from C-STEP speaking more about it. So all of you, please concentrate on the screen because the video is going to be played now.
C-STEP, as an Indian think tank in the areas of energy and climate, works on developing solutions to many of the problems we face as a nation. Air pollution is a significant area of work, and we are supporting the National Clean Air Program as an institute of repute. We are working with a number of urban jurisdictions for creating clean air action plans. Other broad areas of work include climate mitigation and climate adaptation, where we develop roadmaps for clean energy transition and perform risk assessments for concrete, on-the-ground strategies for adapting to a changing climate. In a sense, we are working towards assuring a decent quality of life to all our citizens.
As perhaps most of you may well know, India will need to play a very vital role in the global challenge to meet the climate risk. Just to give you a perspective, over the next 40-50 years, the overall carbon budget of the world has around 500 billion tons. If India were to proceed as business as usual, it would consume around 400-500 billion tons of carbon space by 2050 or 2060. So we really need to do something. Now the challenge is that to get it down to 120 billion tons, which would essentially imply that we will need to really take aggressive strategies to cut our GHG emissions, would require enormous financing. So what C-STEP is doing is the follows. The first, we are drawing up long-term scenarios, projections of how the economy will evolve, what sectors which will grow, how, and then sharing this information with the government and the policymakers to help them devise strategies. We are also preparing what's called the near-term goals, which are right now encapsulated in our NDC, the near-term 2030 goals, to see what we can do quicker in the near term, in the next 10-15 years, to cut down our projected GHG emissions. So that's the first two of our major work. Now, to achieve these, we'll have to do something more specific. And we're working on specific areas also. One, we are looking at sectoral interventions, sectors which will contribute to large emissions of GHG, for example, transportation, certain industrial sectors, and power. And you're trying to figure out strategies to decarbonize those individual sectors. Third, what we're trying to do is also identify technology, individual technologies, for instance, hydrogen, carbon capture, etc., how they will evolve, what kind of policy interventions are needed to help country decarbonize. Fourth, we want to work on climate finance issues. Fundamentally, there are various numbers, very large numbers are being thrown across in the world, running into trillions of dollars. We estimate that India might need up to $14 trillion for the next 40, 50 years to decarbonize. So we're working on ideas to figure out what will be the financing needs, how various multilateral organizations and countries can come together to raise climate finance. So basically, our work will be spread around these 4-5 verticals to address our climate mitigations needs.
Adaptation requires an understanding of the changes in climate in the past and also in the future through climate modeling and assessment of current vulnerability of systems, regions, and communities. We at CSTEP are generating climate information and vulnerability profiles at a district level to help governments incorporate this information in state action plans on climate change and formulate adaptation strategies. At a sectoral level, we have assessed the risk of climate change to rainfed agriculture crops and power infrastructure segments for the state of Karnataka. CSTEP also conducts awareness and capacity building programs for incorporating climate and vulnerability related information in planning and implementation. We also ran a series of vulnerability assessment training programs for government officials recently in collaboration with the Indian government's Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change.
So thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I would like to invite Dr. Indu K. Murthy, who's a Chief Principal Scientist of CSTEP, to speak a few words about the organization.
Thank you, Maurya. And as for about the organization, I think you also already saw it in the video, so I'm not going to spend more time on what we do. But I'm going to be talking about this engagement or this collaboration that we are having with the Melton Foundation on the Climathon. We're very happy to say that even when we did the first Climathon in Bangalore last year, we were approached by Melton and we thought this is a great opportunity. And the kind of, the reception that we got from the professional student community was immense, and which kind of, motivated us to come back and do it yet again. And that's why we are here with the second edition of Climathon. And it's been very heartening to see the kind of interest that it kind of instills in the various kinds of professionals and students who participated in this. And I'm really looking forward to hearing the pitches, although we've had an opportunity to actually look into them. And then obviously, it's a competition, so we had to score. But I definitely would like to say and place on record that what each of you individual teams have come up with in 48 hours is very, very, very quite something that people take months to put together. So it's very impressive. And I'm looking forward to hearing the pitches, of course, because hearing from you who developed it is much more exciting than we just looking into the slide deck or reading what you have written. Now, interestingly, I think it's very important that, we are at a juncture, or, this is today is the day, one day before the COP26 is going to end. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, this is the biggest climate negotiations that happened across, between different countries, and there's a lot of talk. And I'm sure if you've had the time to actually look into the newspapers, post your 48-hour marathon that you had over the Climathon session, you would be seeing that there's a lot going on around that. So I think this is the perfect timing for us to be discussing about solutions at a city level, and you all are at the heart of it. So all the very best to all of you, and we are very excited to be part of this. So over to you, Maurya.
Thank you so much, Dr. Indu. Thank you for those kind words. And we are looking at more continued collaboration between C-STEP and the Melton Foundation going further in the future. Next up, one of our most interesting and valuable partner is CEE. CEE is the Center for Environment Education. It was established in 1984 as a center of excellence by and Ministry of Environment and Forests by the Government of India. As a national institution, CEE's mandate is to promote environmental awareness nationwide. To know more about what they do and how they go about doing it, let's take a quick peek at the video.
sanitary napkin কিসে দিতে বলেছি আমরা না কাগজে মোড়াতে হবে কাগজে মুড়িয়ে এখানে রাখতে ঠিক সবসময় বলতে হবে ওটাকে স্যানিটারি প্যাড স্যানিটারি ন্যাপকিন কাগজে মুড়িয়ে তারপরে ওরা নীল হোক অথবা অন্য কোনো আলাদা সিস্টেম যদি মিউনিসিপ্যালিটি আছে
Sustainability is as much about ethics as it is indeed about science. What, for instance, is our responsibility to all the other living creatures on this planet? What is our responsibility to each other? Would a development strategy which keeps a large part of the world in poverty, is that sustainable?
Okay, that was a beautiful video to showcase the type of projects CE works on. And we have a representative from CE, Dr. Rima Banerjee, who would like to speak more about the collaboration and about CE per se. So Rima, on to you.
Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. And I'm really grateful to Melton Foundation for giving us this opportunity to showcase our work on climate change. Apart from it, climate change is one of the thrust area that we work on. And you have the website of CE India, and everyone, including the participants, can visit and see the collaborative things that we can do together. And regarding this Climathon, I was really, appealed by the kind of innovative ideas that has come. I did put some of the comments on some of the ideas. What we actually happen is, as it was a very short duration, it's 48 hours, rather kind of a marathon kind of thing. So in that particular time also, the things which have cropped up from your, from your kind of a diverse team that you had, and you all probably didn't know, each other earlier. So I also happened to visit the Slack platform to just see, what kind of interaction happens there. So, looking at that, what 1-2 points which I would like to share with the participants, all the three team, the ideas were definitely, any idea could be made innovative, definitely. And we all have potentials to make it work also. Only few things that we require for implementation, when we say climate change or environmental or sustainable development, it is a very community oriented issue. It is a very issue based, all the topics, if you see, if it's a climate change is a very interdisciplinary topic. So we have to make sure that whatever idea that we have to make it work. Community engagement is very important. So in your all Climathon things, I think something which was a bit missing was one or two, if I could remember, was a kind of a planning part we require to have more, effort on, rather than the outcome part. So in that case, when we have, like, if we know this is the team that we have, this is the resource that we have with us. So we have to devise a project based on that available resources. Similarly, if we know that our aim is this, I want to do that project of waste management, but I don't have that much of technical capability, so we have to outsource it. So in the same way, I found, in one or two places where the team diversity we require to, probably the team required to put it up one if they get selected, and if they are implementing the project on ground. Planning is very important for any kind of project to be implemented on ground. Any idea can be taken off, in a very small thing, but the thing is, don't make it as a pilot case. It requires to be scaled up. For scaled up to show it, it's very important that the groundwork is done. So otherwise, all the best to three of you. And it was very interesting, and it's very, amazing to see the ideas which came up. And at any point of time, if any help, any support, guidance required from Center for Environment Education, we are there to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rima, for those inputs, advices. I'm pretty sure like all of us are keen to learn more to make it scale up, and what are the things that requires. And the students who have created these projects are surely going to grasp all the advices that we can provide to them to make it grow. So moving ahead, we have our next partner. That's the Complexity University. Complexity University is a global community focused on learning how to tackle the world's most complex social, environmental, and political challenges. They host something called the Gigaton Challenge, a bold bottom-up at-scale, at-pace response to the climate crisis. I don't want to say much more about it. We are going to take a quick look at the video, and we have a representative from the team who is going to speak more about them. So here we go.
Aloha, my name is Evan. I live here in Hawaii, and I'm sitting here looking at one of the sites of the largest wildfires in our state history. It tells me one thing: we're in a race, a competition against time. Gathered of people of all different walks of life, from professionals to government officials to community organizers and everyday people. And we started eliminating greenhouse gas emissions at the source. We did this through something called the Gigaton Challenge. We joined teams from India, South Africa, Canada. I met people I never thought I'd meet.
Hi everyone, I am Aparna. I am 21 years old and I'm pursuing BTech. I am part of the Bangalore cohort of the GT Challenge. I was curious to know what skills I must have to be a part of this challenge and how will we as a team reduce 1 ton of CO2. My only suggestion to a newcomer will be just be part of this challenge. You will get to know everything by your team and experts from the Complexity University and your coaches too.
If you want to help your community and act on the climate crisis, join the Nikitan Challenge. Get a team together in your city to act directly because the time is urgent. The climate crisis is right now and it's hitting everybody and we can't afford to wait any longer.
Thank you and hope to see you at the Gigaton Challenge.
Hi. So we have Sujay, who's part of the Complexity University, with us, who will be speaking a bit more about what they do. So here you go, Sujay.
Thank you, Maria. Hello, everyone. Very good evening. And first of all, I would like to congratulate Climathon Melton Foundation and all the collaborators here for bringing in such a wonderful space for young people to showcase their passion in a way which can help us sustain in a better world. And speaking about Complexity University, it is more of a hybrid learning setup where we take real life situations and problems to deal with. And one of the biggest one we are currently working on is climate change. And yeah, Gigaton Challenge offers the platform for people to come and showcase whatever is possible because the choice is theirs. And the emphasis mostly is on the communities or the vulnerable people who are being affected the most due to climate change. And one of the examples that teams that we have here is Bangalore cohort as well. The team is doing very well. And if you need to get in touch with us, gigaton.org is the best way to reach us up. And yeah, I would also like to congratulate Melton Foundation in terms of the collaboration that what we are able to build, and we would actually cherish for a long time and would like to continue at any time possible and see for whatever way that we can build on the relationship that we have today. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujay. And from looking at what the Gigaton Challenge is and what they do, I truly sounds something very interesting, very unique, and very impactful. So, ladies and gentlemen who are watching this on the live stream, please go check out the Gigaton Challenge and let us know if you want to connect with their team, and we'll surely, put you guys in touch. And one of our another partner who has collaborated and is a new partner in this specific Climathon is We Plant Tree organization. We Plant Tree plants the seeds of hope on your behalf. They plant the tree strategically, scientifically, and with a single-minded focus to uplift the environment and the lives of the farmers. Let's see how they do it. They have a short video for the same. Unfortunately, we do not have a representative from vPlantry to come and speak about the organization. But if you guys want to get in touch about vPlantry, you can check out their website. And it seems like a very unique startup, which dwells in making the sustainable afforestation drives, which a lot of people do, into a long-term plan. So please do go check it out. And moving ahead, we have a final partner who is a sustainability problem solver. Sustainability problem solver works to research, design, and develop models and solutions for enabling and accelerating sustainable development outcomes. The intention is to apply flexible and dynamic network problem solving in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, industries, government, academia, startup companies, nonprofits, and communities, etc., to address the emergent nexus challenges of sustainability. We have Mr. Hari from Sustainability Problem Solver to speak a few words about their organization. Here you go, Hari.
All right, thank you, Maria. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Hari, you're loud and clear.
Okay. Let me try and communicate in 2 minutes, like my journey of 10 plus years in sustainability and climate action. So I basically, I'm obsessed with the questions: what does it mean to achieve sustainability, and how do we practically do this? Given that we are embedded in, like a capitalist world with a certain carbon cost per dollar, and it takes money and investment to transition to a more sustainable economy itself, while securing everybody's social and environmental safety. This is a non-trivial problem realized from over 10 years of work in clean energy access, water in industry, water in agriculture, participatory governance and food security, systems thinking and climate action, corporate sustainability, and more areas, is that we need a new way of thinking, where we stop thinking in terms of siloed expertise and experts, but think in terms of the complexity of problems and the networks of the groups of people who come together and work together to solve these problems, in the spirit of, we don't know the answer, let's find out the answer and let's think it through. And if there's some expertise we need, let's find somebody who might know that part of the problem. So these problems are nexus problems. As for example, in the C-STEP presentation, they were talking about adaptation being contextual, and making district level plans, so on and so forth, systems. So the problems we face, first of all, are very contextual, and they're actually nexuses. The other thing I just want to say is that to scalably solve a problem is a non-trivial challenge, because we don't have infinite money, and therefore we need to scale efficiently, whether it's through grant and top-down funding, or whether it's through building an engine or a revenue model which can scale social and or environmental impact. So I work on building those engines. So with the startups and with other stakeholders, we build business models which allow impact to scale. And the nonprofits are also involved, because we want to scale impact as well. And it's gone from being either for profit or nonprofit to where are you on the slider in between. So all I want to say to the participants who might be here is, I had a fantastic time talking to you, and the problems which you addressed were just so relevant, because especially since we live in a market economy, you're addressing issues of demand and supply and how it relates to sustainability. All I want to say is, if you want to explore how to scale your models, think through them, accelerate them through my ecosystem, which I'm connected to. I'm connected to several different ecosystems. Please get in touch with me. It's contact@solvesustain.com, or you can go through Sonali and Melton Foundation, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Just send me a message and say where we met, and just say that, Hari, we'd like to have a call and just talk to you about how to build our model further. So I'll just stop there. But I am doing a TEDx next week at TEDx SaaS Mafia, where I'll be expanding on some of these ideas more. So if you want more, I can't say it now, but I'll point you there. But get in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hari, for those kind words. And I'm sure that a lot of people will tend to reach out to you, because it's very important to have the right resources and opportunities. And that is what we strive to do. I mean, right now we finished our partner dialogues, and we saw how amazing the partners and the type of work they're doing. But we should also remember who were the judges and who were the mentors who helped the students and the teams to create the models which they are going to present to us. We have Vidusha Kamani, Pooja Channavirappa, Rima Banerjee, Vignesha Shankar, Hari Dilip Kumar, Nikhil Sharma, Hindu Kemurthy, myself, Siddhartha Mohanty, and Mahindra, who were instrumental in helping the teams in redefining the processes, helping them, providing the inputs as required, and trying to come up with a model within the 48 hours. So a huge round of applause for them from all our sides for providing the time and energy in making this a successful event. And without much further ado, we are here to look at the final competitors and what they have to present to us. So let's not stop and let's move on and see what we have. But before that, what do these winners get? What do these people get? What does this Climathon can offer to them? Well, for the first and second place, we do offer 350 and 250 US dollars respectively. That comes up to around like 25 to 20,000, which is a seed funding for this youngsters to start and help grow their idea into something bigger. Second, there are internship opportunities with C-Step India. They're very graceful and supportive in terms of providing the necessary resources and opportunities for young minds like all of you to prepare and to learn and grow more. There's also a chance to earn a scholarship from the Complexity University to join the Gigaton Challenge. This seems very interesting, and all of you should aspire to apply for it. And last and not the least, We Plant Tree has promised to plant trees in the names of the participants. So they will take care of the saplings and they will plant it in the name of the participants. They'll make sure it is grown into a full-fledged tree over the years, make sure all the necessary resources and the planning is taken care of. So these are the things that we have to offer to the winners of this Climathon competition. Going ahead, we have a first uh, team which is going to present to us about themselves. It's the team BioLore. So without much further ado, they have a small video which we are going to play, and then their team is going to come and speak more about it. So here we go.
Hi, we're Team BioLore, and this is our diverse team. The problem statement that we wanted to tackle was nearly 40% of food produced in India is wasted every year due to fragmented food systems and inefficient supply chains. The idea that we came up with was an integrated one-stop application to help farmers and consumers be aware of the places that are most suitable for crop cultivation, with specific emphasis on fiscal and climate change impact. When you enter the app, you see that it's very user-friendly and is available in vernacular languages and can be used without an internet connection. My Farm is a feature where farmers can explore on their own. The first feature is crop status. The farmer can upload a picture of a crop and the module can predict whether it is diseased or not and give a solution for the same. Community is a place where farmers can upload pictures and communicate with each other. Feedback gives insight on end users and consumers to understand the demand and supply pattern. Contact for Solution has 4 features. Find the right crop is the most important aspect of our app. It uses geographical location of farmers and notifies them on the various crops that are suitable for their area, considering various parameters. The data about sustainable farming practices like ideal fertilizers, farming practices, right time to harvest, etc. is also given. For this pilot project, we have chosen perishable crops such as fruits and vegetables in the state of Karnataka. Method gives recommendations and solutions. Pre-visit is a paid consultation, and marketing network helps find nearest markets. We believe that adopting sustainable agricultural practices in India will improve farm incomes and bolster India's nutritional security in a climate-constrained future. If you consume food, then you're already part of the agricultural system, which means you are one of the many small but no less important components of a greater whole. So, are you ready to play your part in making a positive impact?
Thank you, team. Now we can go ahead and speak more about your project and the plan which you have.
Hello, everybody. This is Ashik. I'm representing our team BioLore. So basically, the reason why we chose agriculture is because we call agriculture as the backbone of our economy. And also agriculture is one of the sectors which is highly contributing to the climate change. So we wanted to come up with a hybrid model which could increase the farmers' income, at the same time, decrease the impact of agriculture on the climate change. And the overall experience in the 48 hours was really amazing. And one of the biggest advantages that our team had was the diversity. Every team member came from a different background, and everyone had a very different skill set. So together we were able to develop this solution and present it. And if given a chance, we are really willing to work on this solution and to make sure that majority of the farmers will be benefited by this. At the same time, it can even benefit the climate change. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ashik. We are glad that you had a wonderful experience, and we are glad to listen that you have plans of taking this forward in the near future. That's great to hear. Next up, we have the team Green Jobs. So we have a small video about the presentation, and then a representative from the team shall speak more about it.
Hello everyone. The team Green Jobs, aspiring to make nature and climate positive jobs norm. We're a team of 4 with 2 students and 2 working professionals with a very diverse combination of skill sets. The job market today does not give any information about how sustainable a company is for soon-to-be graduates. In a world facing the climate crisis and biodiversity decline, every professional job and company needs to be green. But there's a mismatch between human need and market standards where annual salary beats ethical organization. Our platform helps potential workforce to choose green organizations. It is relevant for soon-to-be graduates to learn about how their job impacts climate and feel job satisfaction of being on the right side of climate fight. We also want to give organization incentives to accelerate transition policies. Candidates will be able to search for organizations in our portal and find out about their sustainability efforts. Our rating framework will include ESG, SDG, climate and nature disclosure into consideration. On the whole, transforming the future of work and business to one that is climate and nature positive. We are off to a great start with over 60 responses from students indicating whether they know their work will impact climate change. One interesting thing we learned was the perception of green jobs as working with nature. We wish to change that by constantly learning and iterating. Green job should not be a subset of job market. Every job should be a green job because the whole world needs to become green, respecting planetary boundaries. We see our platform onboard companies with sustainability ratings. This offers transparency to graduates and work opportunities to solve the climate crisis and other societal challenges. Could we accelerate the transition to a truly green economy? John.
Thank you, team. Could you speak a few more words about this and your whole experience with the Climathon Bangalore?
Yes, sure. So our team started out by looking at the job market and how all of us were at the junction of either taking a decision through placement mechanisms or either transitioning to more green jobs. So with all our personal experiences and demands, so we also did some research to find out how the Gen Z is very active and they are very sensitive to taking the green and sustainable choices. So building our product around that. So we were able to design a platform where we'd be onboarding different companies and also having a mechanism to look at all the sustainability efforts the companies are putting in. And through this platform, all the candidates will be able to make the right choices for themselves. So this was about our idea and the product which we developed. And overall experience has been very interesting. So first we had started out with listing all the areas which we want to look into. So we had ideas around e-mobility and also the early warning systems, etc. And interestingly, just out of informal discussions, we felt that we were all connected through this specific problem. So then we went ahead and worked on this problem. And it was a very intense 2-day journey. And we had to split into sub teams and tackle all the pending tasks and allowed tasks and be sure to submit all the things on time. And definitely the mentors and the organizing committee were always there for us if we had even very silly questions or any doubts. And they were always there to guide us. Thank you.
Brilliant. So glad to hear about your journey and all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, we have the team. 1 second. We have the team Reddy's Poly. So we have a video of the team, of the plan which they are showcasing to us, and then we'll have a representative speak about the project which they planned.
Hi all, we are Team Reddy's Poly. We at Reddy's Poly try to reduce the pressure faced by the municipal waste collection authorities and also provide a way for the city to achieve a sustainable growth in the environmental front. The waste that is collected by these authorities is processed into vermicompost, which is one of the best natural fertilizer. So, by providing this solution, not only do we solve the waste management issue, but we also make a product of it, which has a major impact on agricultural sector. Problem statements we are working on is wet waste management, awareness of wet waste management amongst the public, usage of chemical fertilizer for agricultural purposes. When it comes to implementation, wet waste has a huge domain for which we will be restricting it to just the waste from religious institutes for the start. We have divided into 3 stages, that is collection, transportation, and production. When it comes to transportation, the vermicompost generating sites will be located in rural parts of the country so that employment generation takes place in rural areas. The tertiary stage includes the marketing of the vermicompost produced. Product overview reduces the pressure on the local authorities, use of technology in the supply chain and collection centers, employment generator, awareness spreader in terms of waste utilization. Our solution benefits helps in improving the fertility of the soil used for agricultural purpose, supports the proper usage of the waste generated, hence reducing the stress on dumping yards, generates an additional source of income for the farmers who will be participating in the process. Few click process to sell the compost in the online market ecosystems which will be set up, creating a sustainable environment, responsible consumption and production, good health and well-being. Thank you all, and we at Reddy's Poly try to make a significant change in today's environment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reddy's Poly. That sure is a very interesting name. We would like you to speak about your experience and any of your thoughts on the Climathon which you have experienced in the past few days.
Good evening, everyone. This is Omkar Rajesh from Team Reddy's Poly. And coming to Reddy's Poly, being closely associated to agricultural field, I know the amount of usage of chemicals in agricultural sector and its negative impact on the climate and soil. So when we were thinking about this problem, we tried to provide a solution which has another major impact in another field. So we are not just solving the wet waste management issue, but we are also solving the chemical usage in the agricultural sector. When it comes to the opportunity provided by the Climathon Bangalore and Climathon Foundation, thank you so much. It was an amazing experience, and I just love to work on such opportunities because we get to meet with people and learn about different perspectives and get the guidance from the mentors and the partners and all the people. And one message to all the viewers over here, as this COP26 is going on, we see that the predictions say that even if all the countries fulfill their pledges, there would be a massive increase of 2.4 degrees Celsius in average global temperature. So what it comes down is to the impact which we all make, the entrepreneurs, students, professionals, each and every small step will have a huge impact. So we all have to work together to make this world a better place to live. Thank you so much, Milton Foundation, and all the mentors for your guidance. We truly are waiting for this opportunity, and we want to scale it up to another level. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Omkar. I'm sure that we are glad to provide you this experience and a platform to showcase. Now that all the viewers, you have seen the three-part final participants, the finalists, and what are the ideas they have and how they plan to bring it into reality. Now, I would like to bring ask Sonali to come and speak more about the judging criterias and also to announce the winners. Sonali, it's all yours.
Thanks, Maria. It was really enriching to see all these wonderful videos from our collaborating organizations, as well as the prototype videos from our teams. I don't want to take too much time because I think there are 13 very nervous participants waiting for me to get to it. But quickly, before we announce the final results, I want to go through the judging criteria and guidelines once again, so that our friends and network partners who are joining us for this session also are aware about this. So based on your prototype videos and the reports generated throughout the 48 hours ideation marathon, our judges have evaluated these submissions based on the degree of innovativeness of the proposals, the implementation potential, the impact potential, the team diversity, and the submission quality. So that's what we looked at when we were evaluating, and we had five extremely qualified judges who then had to endorse these ideas to receive positions which will get seed funding and the benefits that come from the winning package. So with no further ado, I will say that all of you are winners. We hope this you keep this momentum going and you'll build on these ideas and work on this and then work on the connections that you'll have built through the Climathon. But unfortunately, out of the 3 teams, only 2 teams have received endorsement from our judges to receive the winning package. And let's get to see. So in second position, we have, drum roll please, Maria. Can we move to the next slide?
Yes. 1 second. Yes.
We have Team Redis Poly. Congratulations, you guys. Congratulations, Mantra, Omkar, and Vishesh. Great job. Y'all have wonderful ideas. We appreciate the diversity and the importance y'all have given to, looking at the big picture, associating agriculture, waste, and the farmers' livelihood. So congratulations to you. And we hope you continue working on this and develop it further. So now coming to our first place, we have, drum roll, we have Team Bangalore. Congratulations, Perna, Lakshmi, Ajit, Ashik, Fahad, and Lavanya. Y'all were really diverse in your team. The amount of work y'all put in and the communication was much appreciated. And we hope, like I said to the previous team, you'll continue working on this, and we're really excited by how well you develop this project further. I would also like to mention to Team Green Jobs, fantastic effort. Y'all stuck with the process, y'all went through it. I would only encourage you to look a little bit into the innovativeness of your idea and the impact potential and the amount of people that would be benefited from your idea within a given timeline. And the invitation to participate again in our Climathon next year is already open to you guys. We welcome you to come back, develop this idea further, and then I think you'll stand a pretty good chance to take the prize next time. In addition, I will say that I will be in touch with all the teams personally to carry it forward and see how we hand over the prizes. And all the CVs from the participants have been passed on to our mentors and our judges and our collaborating organizations for possible internship opportunities. And the application to join the Melton Foundation is also open to all participants from Bangalore. So we've seen the amazing work that you do. We would love to have you join us. So I invite you once again. My heartiest congratulations. I'm super excited. I will be in touch, but I hope you can finally take a deep breath and relax for using all that brain power in 48 hours and all the nervousness that led up to this showcase. I hope it was worth it. And I hope the learning was the biggest prize of this entire experience, and meeting new people that you didn't know before and creating something beautiful out of it. Back to you, Maurya.
Thank you, Sonali, and congratulations to all the winners and the finalists. I mean, I think this is one of the marquee events in the 30 years of the Milton Foundation, that we are glad to have such a huge event with amazing partners and amazing participants who have created such a beautiful experience for everyone. And all I can say is this is the first stepping stone into your journey, into your careers. And I think this will open up doors, and keep trying, keep exploring, and keep ideating, always think outside the box. And we are here, we are all there, including our partner organizations, to support you all. And if you want to connect with us, collaborate with us, find opportunities, feel free to, write to any one of us. And also keep a tab upon a social media handle, so you know what is happening in a foundation and can get involved over social media too. So thank you once again to all the partners. Thank you so much for your time, effort, and sincerity into the whole process. I think that is the most important thing. We were sincere in our hard work and in our thought process, and that is what matters in the end. And all I can say is have a very good evening and keep exploring, and Godspeed. Thank you, everyone. This is Maurya signing off.